A distributed system is one in which your computer can be rendered useless by the failure of a computer that you didn't even know existed. Non-distributed computing is when different processes communicate by using the same memory. And distributed computing means that they're communicating with one another by sending messages. Now, my interest in distributed systems came about by serendipity. I received a preprint of a paper by Robert Thomas and Paul Johnson, who had an algorithm for implementing distributed databases. These are databases where you could have multiple copies of the data sitting at different computers, so that programs on each computer could have rapid access to the data. But they had to be synchronized so that processes on all the computers got consistent views of what the data was. I happen to have become quite familiar with special relativity. One of the things that special relativity teaches you is that two different observers can have different notions of what at the same time means. But there's one notion that is invariant. There's a certain notion of one event happening before another event. And that means that it's possible for information to be transmitted from one event to the other when the information cannot travel faster than the speed of light. I realized that that notion of causality was violated by the algorithm of Thomas and Johnson. It's completely analogous to the relation in special relativity. So what I did is I wrote a paper that explained this notion of causality. One could solve any distributed system problem by building what I called a state machine. Think of it as an abstract computer that does one thing at a time. You make sure that all the computers in this distributed system cooperate to implement a single state machine. And that idea has become fundamental in the way people think about building distributed systems. I had never even thought about a distributed system before I wrote that paper. As I progressed in my career, I came to appreciate the idea of working in industry.